NMH at 1 highlights the news making waves ranging from current affairs to community stories, sports and economic news. Here are the headlines. Inadequate police cars impede police emergency response. NSSCO and NSSCAS results disappointing, says student body. And Namibia will take on Angola in a fight to advance to the AFCON quarterfinals. I am Ashwin Berry. Follow all our programs on oneup2.com or DSTV 285 or GoTV 25 in Namibia. It's time for the midday news update. The celebration of the International Customs Day is currently underway in Walvis Bay, organized by the Namibian Revenue Agency. International Customs Day is held every year on January the 26th. The day is celebrated to honor and spread awareness about the role played by customs authorities in the smooth movement of goods across borders. Visual News highlights local stories from across Namibia right after the break. Stay with NMH at 1.
Hi, Kambaripa.
Hi, Melissa.
You look upset. Is everything okay?
A healthcare worker refused to attend to me because I visited the healthcare facility without a guardian.
Healthcare workers are not allowed to do that. This sounds like a job for your shield of survival.
Huh?
Your rights, they're your superpowers. Your shield of survival is your right to life, health, nutrition, shelter, and an adequate standard of living.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
In visual news, Landless People's Movement Youth Command leader Dominga Ndala shares her thoughts on the recent release of the NSSCO and NSSCAS results. At NSSCO full-time level, 48.8%, 19,854 candidates obtained 20 points and above in at least 5 subjects and could qualify at institutions of higher learning for degree and diploma courses, compared to 45.6% in 2022, showing a 3.2% increase.
The lead youth commander of the Landless People's Movement Youth Command element. The grade 11 and AS level results are catastrophic in nature. They do not reflect the magnitude of the financial resources being pumped into the education sector. The 3.5% pass is very catastrophic, and it's embarrassing as a nation that 75% of those learners will then now be flushed into the system, and they will increase the already high unemployment rate, the high inequality rate, and as well as the high poverty rate within Namibia. I think it's important that we as stakeholders in the education fraternity analyze the root cause as to why we have such a low performance. And it's also important with the Ministry of Education to engage the necessary stakeholders and to provide and intervene with the plan as to how we are going to improve the results come the end of the year. We are all aware of the crippling challenges that are confronting our education sector. One of them is inadequate infrastructural development, lack of learning material, as well as capacity support from the ministry itself. So it's important that we put all these necessary factors in place for us to improve the result come the end of the year. But overall, the results are disappointing, very catastrophic, and there's a long way for us to achieve the 50% plus that we want as a nation.
Stay with us as we head into the newspaper review shortly.
e-ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
In Namibian Sun, as we get into the newspaper review, the presidency has been urged to reveal details around who is footing the bill for President Hage Geingoob's medical trip to the United States of America, as failure to do so would only fuel speculation about the identities of the funders and what they might be seeking in return. State House announced on Wednesday that Geingob, who was diagnosed with cancer recently, has accepted a medical offer by leading scientists and medical professionals in Los Angeles to undergo therapy for the disease. The travel, medical and accommodation expenses of the president would not be incurred by the government, a statement said. Concerned Kavango West residents said the Namibian police cannot attend to emergencies in the region, and this is because vehicles used are not fit for inland sandy roads. They now fear this might pose serious threats to rural communities, especially in cases involving murder, assault, as well as rape. Now, Republican reports that several months have passed since the Zambezi Regional Council had decided to suspend 6 senior council members, including the Chief Regional Officer Regina Ndopulubinda, following their arrest by the Anti-Corruption Commission of Namibia over a $4.7 million Namibian corruption scandal. Republican sister newspaper Namibian Sun has received information, however, that the same officials continue to report to work as if nothing had happened. Matengu Simushi, chairman of the Regional Council's Management Committee, declined to comment and has refused to respond to any messages or phone calls from Namibian Sun since the arrests. A legal battle looms, and this is following the exhumation of remains by prospective gold miner Osino Resources. This after remains of Johannes and Godfredine Auchaba, as well as of those of their 2 children, were exhumed to make way for gold exploration at Okwayo Farm, 10 kilometers from Karibib. Osino intends to conduct further exploration work on his Twin Hills project, which it recently sold to Dundee Precious Metals. The Auchab family, through their legal representative, Norman Shombe, said the remains were exhumed without proper consultation. Osino was also accused of not allowing the family the right to practice their cultural and religious customs. The Canadian exploration company Recon Africa likes to dismiss the critical media reports in Namibia as unjustified criticism and partisan reporting. Internationally, however, the company does not present a better picture, which at least partially explains the absence of new investors. That is what Algemene Zeitung has in today's publication, and it's opening with this. The Earth Science Society platform had been monitoring Recon Africa since 2021 and had often criticized the gas and oil exploration company's activities. It wrote a comprehensive report that is and has been regularly updated. It doubts the chances of success and bases its skepticism on the same arguments that the expert Matt Totten Jr. has often expressed here in Namibia. On page 3, AZ is attending to the annual opening press conference of the Ministry of Public Works and Transport, where the minister in charge clarified that the ministry is no longer responsible for minor renovations and maintenance of government facilities such as schools and dormitories. John Mutorwa said his ministry is no longer responsible for the above, including government facilities. He said each ministry has its own maintenance unit and is therefore responsible for their own maintenance works. Stay with us as we continue with the Namibian after the break.
Hi Sonia.
Hi Tufeni. What are you reading?
I'm reading about the Child Care and Protection Act. In this pamphlet I got from school.
What's that?
It is Namibia's main law for the children and the issues affecting them. The Act classifies here that a child is anyone under the age of 18 years. Check out some of the rights meant to protect you. For more information, contact the Children's Advocate.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
In the Namibian, official opposition Popular Democratic Movement leader Mike Henry Venani says that the head of state does not need sponsorship for treatment, underlining that the timing and space to question President Hage Geingob are not now. Geingob on Wednesday revealed he has accepted an offer by scientists and medical professionals in Los Angeles, and this is to undergo treatment in the United States. When a man is unwell, we respect the space of healing. There will be opportune time to question President Geingob on who offered him what services. Now he must heal and get well, Venani said. Now, leader of a fraction of the Ovaherero Traditional Authority, Hoderi Rauko, has accepted defeat in a prolonged case about the ownership of a Windhoek property where the Ovaherero community's Commander Hall is situated, and called on his subjects to cease spending money on court battles to the detriment of poverty eradication efforts. Whether this year's presidential and National Assembly elections will live up to their billing remains to be seen. But for spectators and analysts alike, it will be a tight contest that will separate pretenders from contenders, reports New Era. In November, Namibia's political system will be tested again when the country holds its most crucial election since the dawn of democracy in 1989. That year, close to 700,000 eligible voters exercised their democratic right in a vote that catapulted SWAPO to power and founding President Sam Nujoma to the highest office in the land, the presidency, ushering in the post-apartheid era. The Auditor General has lamented the lack of proper financial control and accounting systems in place at Marine Resources Fund for over 3 years. This is revealed in Funds AG report covering the financial years 2019, 20 and 2021. The report obtained by New Era was released late last year. In it, AG Junius Kanjeke lays bare a myriad accounting shortcomings at the fund, which resulted in an adverse audit opinion. And according to MarketWatch, production activities at Paladin Energy's Langa Heinrich mine restarted on Saturday with the first ore feed into the processing plant following successful commissioning of the beneficiation circuit. After more than 6 years of care and maintenance, it is exceptionally pleasing to see production activities recommence at the Langa Heinrich mine, Paladin CEO Ian Purdy said in the Australian-based company's latest quarterly report. Paladin yesterday also announced that it executed $150 million syndicated debt facility on Wednesday. The debt facility of about 2.8 billion Namibian dollars will provide Paladin with capital flexibility as the company recommences operations at the Langa Heinrich mine. Now, the Namibia Financial Institutions Supervisory Authority will fine micro-lenders who retain borrowers' bank cards, PIN codes, and official documents. Stick around for this story coming up in Economic News.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouth-watering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
The Namibia Financial Institutions Supervisory Authority will fine microlenders who retain borrowers' bank cards, PIN codes, and official documents, the watchdog has warned. The Microlending Act of 2018 prohibits the retention of borrowers' bank cards, PIN codes, original identification documents, passports, and original driver's licenses. Microlenders found guilty of contravening the Act are liable to pay penalties calculated at 10% of the annual value of loan disbursements in the immediately preceding financial year. Namfisa Namfisa said in a statement, consumers of financial services are the most vulnerable members of the financial system, and it is the job of the financial regulator to ensure that they are treated fairly and are protected against market abuse. Namfisa's Chief Executive Officer, Kenneth Matomola said the prohibition of bank cards and PIN codes retention was imposed to protect micro-lending customers from being exploited by unscrupulous micro-lenders. While the practice of lenders holding bank cards, PIN codes, or original identification documents may not automatically suggest misuse beyond loan repayments, consumers are exposed to a real risk of unauthorized use of their bank cards and other retained original documents. Let's swing over to the indicators. $20.42 Namibian dollars gets you €1, with 18.82 getting you a US dollar. For British pound, that will cost you 23.90, and the Chinese yuan is 2.62 Namibian dollars. Most selected NSX stock closing prices maintained their value, with Namibia Asset Management Limited on 0.70 points. It's looking green for Trustco Group Holdings, with an uptick of plus 4.20%, whilst the overall index closed down minus 1.88%. Looking at commodities, gold is trading at $2,021.84 US dollars per ounce. Copper and Brent crude oil are in the red. However, platinum made an uptick of plus 0.97%. Now, in a move that has sent shockwaves through the political landscape of Zimbabwe, opposition leader Nelson Chamisa has announced his departure from the Citizens Coalition for Change. The full report coming up.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Now, as I highlighted, in a move that has sent shockwaves through the political landscape of Zimbabwe, opposition leader Nelson Chamisa has announced his departure from the Citizens Coalition for Change, a movement that he helped form as a breakaway from the MDC just over a year ago, citing a deviation from the original vision that sought to place God and citizens at the heart of the party's decision-making. Chamisa participated in Zimbabwe's disputed 2023 election, which was marred by recalls by a self-styled Secretary General Songezo Shabango of CCC, members that had been sworn into Parliament. Chamisa said the CCC's foundational idea was conceived with the purpose of prioritizing the well-being of citizens and aligning decisions with divine guidance. However, the veteran politician said it had become apparent that this vision had been compromised, contaminated, and hijacked by the ruling party ZANU-PF. It is with a heavy heart that I acknowledge the deviation from our founding purpose and mandate, the leader said in an 84-point statement bearing his signature. A Kenyan court on Thursday charged the leader of a starvation cult with child torture and cruelty over the deaths of more than 400 of his followers. Paul Ntenge Mackenzie and 38 other suspects pleaded not guilty to charges including beating and deliberately starving children, according to court documents from the Mombasa court, seen by AFP. Mackenzie, who has already been charged with terrorism and manslaughter, is alleged to have incited his acolytes to starve to death in order to meet Jesus, in a case that provoked horror across the world. A court in the coastal city of Malindi is scheduled to rule on the 6th of February if the self-proclaimed pastor is mentally fit to face additional charges of murder. He was arrested last April after bodies were discovered in the Shakahola forest near the Indian Ocean. Autopsies revealed that the majority of the 429 victims had died of hunger, but others, including children, appeared to have been strangled, beaten or suffocated. The charge sheet from the Tononoka Children's Court in the port city of Mombasa alleged that the offences occurred between 2020 and 2023 in the Shakahola forest where Mackenzie's cult gathered. The accused willfully and intentionally denied food to children as young as 6 years old and whipped others with thorny sticks, the court documents stated. Apart from abuse and neglect, some children were also removed from school and denied their right to education, it added. Stay with us as we swing over to international news, talking Colombia.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Getting into international news, Colombia has declared a state of emergency in 2 regions as dozens of forest fires burned wide swaths of country and left the capital choking on smoke during record temperatures linked with the El Nino weather phenomenon. Colombia has already extinguished hundreds of fires this month, but 25 continue to burn, according to data from the National Disaster Risk Management Unit on Wednesday. In the departments of Santander and Cundinamarca, where the capital Bogota is located, the fires have consumed about 600 hectares of forest and states of emergency were declared. The emergency measures free up funds, and this is to quickly address the negative impact on the department's natural resources, said Cundinamarca Governor Jorge Emilio Rey. More than half of the country's municipalities have been put on red alert over the threat of fires, with the areas around the capital hit hard. White columns of smoke billowed from the mountains surrounding Bogota on Wednesday, with people in the commercial district seen masking up against the thick haze and ash. 9 towns in the north, center and east of Colombia posted record temperatures Tuesday of up to 40.4 degrees Celsius. We swing over to some local sport almost immediately.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of
The 2024 Nedbank National Individual Time Trial Championships and the Nedbank National Road Race Championships will take place on Friday, today, and Sunday, the 20th of January in Windhoek. Over 180 cyclists are expected to participate in these events. This year, both the ITT and road races will be hosted on the new road in Rehoboth. The president of the Namibian Cycling Federation, Axel Thiessen, reports that these are some of the most crucial road races on the Namibian calendar as they form part of the Olympic and All-Africa Games qualifying events. Bethuel Mudeu has attracted interest from Golden Arrows FC, Cape Town Spurs FC and Richards Bay FC as per several reports. The 23-year-old leads the NFT top scorer list with 10 in 12 games and is currently now in Cote d'Ivoire with the national squad. Stay with us as we swing right over to international sport.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
The biggest story in international sport today is that Jurgen Klopp has just announced that he will be retiring from coaching Liverpool at the end of this season. We'll certainly love to know how the Liverpool fans feel out there. But heading into the highlights from this afternoon's broadcast, Zimbabwe opposition leader Nelson Chamisa has announced his departure from the Citizens Coalition for Change, a movement that he helped form as a breakaway from the MDC a year ago. That has been NMH at 1. Make sure you join us next week, every single weekday.